they keep talking about each other, Crawford and Canelo. Crawford has labelled Canelo delusional. The reason being is Canelo said in an interview that Crawford's a good fighter, but he hasn't fought nobody. He's fought one good fighter, and that one good fighter is Errol Spence Jr. However, Canelo did say never, which I like to hear that. I like to hear the fact that he's saying say never on this fight with Terence Crawford. So Terence Crawford took to Twitter, basically said, and I quote, "Here we go, if I haven't fought nobody but Spence talk, LOL, you're all delusional. It's crazy." You can almost see where Canelo is coming from in terms of resumes. Canelo's got the far better resume. Mayweather, Triple G 3 times, Kovalev, Callum Smith, Bivol, Billy Joe Saunders. He's fought guys and beat guys and lost to these guys as well. Bud Crawford on the hand, Sean Potter, Errol Spence Jr. more recently, Amir Khan, who's a common opponent, Kell Brook, Avanesian, Gamboa, Ricky Barnes. So he's fought these guys and beat these guys and yet to lose. And the fact that up at 147, as he's gone up the weights, he's carrying the power as well because he's stopped every single person he's faced at 147. But looking at the resumes as well, I don't think it's Bud's fault in terms of who he's fought, because he's offered these guys. We know that he's offered Pacquiao, he's offered Keith Thurman, he's offered Danny Garcia. I think he offered Mikey Garcia as well, and they turned the fight down for whatever reason. I'm not saying they're ducking him, but I'm saying that they turned the fight down. So there is that as well, and he has knocked every single person out up at 147. And he's filled his mandatories and whatnot. But can he carry the power up at 168? He said in the Joe Rogan podcast he wants to face the winner of Charlo and Canelo at 168. He'll go all the way up 3 weight divisions. He'll go all the way up and face them. But I think Canelo is not massive at 168. He's solid at 168 because they're the same height, Crawford and Canelo. And it's one of those ones where I've seen Crawford hurt as well. If he was to face Canelo, right, I've seen Crawford hurt in Gamboa and the Velasquez, I think it was, and a couple of other fights. He's been rocked a little bit, but then he's gone on and just knocked you out straight about 10 seconds later, 15 seconds later, whatever it was. And if they can get to Crawford, Canelo might get to Crawford. Now, if Canelo has you hurt, will Crawford rally around and knock Canelo out? I don't think so. I think Crawford ain't going to knock Canelo out. He ain't going to drop Canelo. No chance. Just absolutely no chance on this planet. Golovkin couldn't do it. Bivol couldn't do it. Kovalev couldn't do it. Callum Smith couldn't do it. All these big guys couldn't do it. So Crawford can't do it. The best thing for Crawford is to use his skill, his slickness, and go for a points victory. That's what I think. Canelo will do this his usual catch and shoot, but boom, catch and shoot thing that he's been doing previously to try and get to Crawford. But again, look at what I'm excited talking about. Imagine this fight. Imagine a Canelo versus Crawford. It is absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, Canelo needs to get through Charlo. Because if Charlo beats Canelo, then a Crawford-Charlo fight looks good because they've got beef. They don't like each other. I know Spence has activated his rematch clause. And obviously now that Bomac, Terence Crawford's coach, is in jail right now here in the UK. His hearing isn't until the 9th of October. So again, this is fantasy talk right now. I know that. I know it's fantasy talk. But it's just, as a boxing fan, looking at this fight, man, it's the undisputed versus undisputed. Pound for pounds, two great guys that are daring to be great. They're not scared to go up in weight and fight big guys. This is 1980s, 1970s throwback fighters we're talking about here. Old school, Roberto Duran's, Leonard's, Hagler's, Hearns, these type of fighters. These two belong in that category. Canelo and Crawford. Love them. Absolutely love the fact that they're daring to just go up a weight division, 2, 3, 4 weight divisions and get it on. I love the fact. But again, it's fantasy stuff because there's still rematches to go here, Charlo to go there, and obviously Bomac needs to sort out his situation before Bud Crawford does anything. But again, the question is, what do you think of my makeshift backdrop here? I'm in the gym right now and I didn't want to just have a doorway, so I hung up a Muhammad Ali picture just to make it a little bit more fancy. You know what I do. You know how I get down. But the question is, Crawford, is Crawford too small? Oh, well, no. Will Crawford be too fast and too slick for Canelo, or will Canelo be too big and too strong for Crawford? That's the question. Too quick, too slick, too big, too strong. That's the question here. Let me know what you think. What happens in this fantasy fight? Because it's a fantasy fight right now. What happens in it? Let me know. Boom.